Shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving infinite praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, B'chakodash, giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom and salutation to all you sincere Akim across the four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant, Kasamagan from the DC camp, coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, B'chakodash, for the elect. Now, this is going to be a quick lesson of exhortation, really focusing on the men of the Lord. All right, the election, the elect of the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, the 1/3, beginning with the government body, which is the 144,000, 12,000 men from each tribe. Now, what I want to talk about, the title would be something to the effect of free yourself. All right, either free yourself from the expectations of this world, or free yourself from this world, my brother. All right, it's very important because I know, without a doubt, we all have expectations. We all have natural expectations in this world, things that it's hard not to care about. All right, as far as like family members, children, wives, so-called, so on and so, jobs, these different things. Now, these are things that you you kind of they're necessary. They're necessary as far as their day to day. All right, but at the end of the day, just like I had a conversation with one of the young brothers in our camp, is you always have to be in a place of mind where at any point in time you could just drop these things and just roll and move. All right, and is it easy? No, it's not. Is it natural? No, it's not. All right. In the upcoming days and weeks, you have to become really, really cold. And that's one of the things that we talked about, is understanding that there's a certain coldness that you're going to need in the upcoming days and weeks and months. Now, it's going to be seasonal. It's going to be temporary. All right. This is going to be a temporary phase. But this is what we are required to be, and the times that are coming ahead, because they're going to be evil. And there's a lot of things that we are attached to that will be taken away from us. All right. That's just the reality of it. And we have to be prepared for every and anything. All right. Now, let's deal with the word as expectation. This is our etymology line. The word expectation. It means state or condition of waiting or awaiting with confident anticipation. All right. So if you have expectation in this realm, in this world, in this society, then you have to understand the balance when it comes to that. Because if your expectations in this world is really strong, and you waiting on it and you want to have great success and so on and so forth, there's a chance that could be a trap, as far as like in this, moving forward in the gospel and having the true expectations. All right, because the true expectations that we have is the hopefully, Lord willing, be a part of the elect and be delivered from Babylon the Great, aka the United States. Our true expectations is to be delivered prior to thermonuclear missiles touching Babylon. All right, but if you have expectations within Babylon, what's most likely going to happen if you're not ready to cut and really free yourself from that? What's going to happen is you're going to hold on to that, and that's either going to lead you to take the microchip, right, the mark of the beast, and eventually, taste the second death. And that's, of course, if you're a part of the 2/3, that's just going to be your lot. All right, but we have to free ourselves, man, because the thing about expectations, they become burdens. All right, that's the thing about expectations, they become burdens. That's why brothers, have certain, you might have migraines and headaches. A lot of times you're down bad in moods. And I've talked about this. It's not necessarily because you don't have what you need. Right? I made a video about this. Is a lot of times your mood is effed up, right? Your spirit is low, right? And you down bad, but it's not because you don't have what you need. It's because you lacking what you want. But the thing is that there's things here that we want, but the times that we're living in, the times that we're going into, we really just need to focus on the things that we need. Therefore, we freeing ourselves from those burdens, those expectations, because when those expectations don't work out, your spirit is actually affected. Your mind, your psyche is affected. All right. And then you start to feel bad and you start to feel down. All right. So it's very important that we understand the difference of expectations. All right. So it says this is a state or condition of waiting or awaiting with confident anticipation. Me, I have no expectations in this world. Now, of course, I'm not going to say that I have literally zero expectations. It's levels. Again, it's levels. We have to be balanced. All right. It's not like we just falling back and not doing nothing. Now, you might have an expectation to get a promotion at the job. You might have a slight expectation. But even then, all right, you always have to be in a mindset where it's like, well, these things really mean absolutely nothing. In the grand scheme of things, they are nothing. They mean nothing. All right. Without want to get the promotion at the job. Hell yeah. If it's the Lord's will, hell yeah, I'll take it. But I'm not gonna lose my mind and go in a state where I can't study because I'm studying, right? All these different books. I'm doing all these different things to get this job or to get this promotion. And thus I'm not studying the scriptures. My faith is going weaker. I'm not keeping up with prophecies. Why? Because now my expectations are geared somewhere else. And they're really geared more towards what? The anticipation that things are going to work out for me in Babylon. All right. So you have to be aware of these things and where you at. All right. What's your expectation? Now, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 14, well-known precept. I'm going to start at 13. It says, now, therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Now, and this is a spiritual scripture because your house, not only is it your physical house, but also your mind, which is the primary house. You got to get that in order. All right. You have burdens in your heart that's affecting you because you have expectations, in this world that's unbalanced. So therefore you get affected. It's affecting, how you, perform spiritually. All right. In this word, in this gospel, we have to remember that this present life belongs to Yahushua. That's what a ransom is about. That's what the scripture speaks about, redeemed, being brought back. All right. Meaning you died in Yahushua, meaning the life that you lived prior to Yahushua coming to you was your life. That was your own time. All right. And you remember what you did with that time, and you did nothing but evil and wickedness. The scripture tells you that in Colossians that we were alienated, right, in wicked works against the Lord. But because of the reconciliation by the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, the Son of the Most High, we're brought back if we keep the faith. All right. So now that you brought back this particular life, when Yahushua came to you, when you accepted Yahushua, or Yahushua accepted you, now you live for Yahushua. So therefore, you need to minimalize your expectation. You need to regulate your expectation when it comes to this world, especially now that this world is getting ready to crumble and become a land of savages and demons. All right. In the upcoming weeks and months. Very important. I'm going to read it again. Now, therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. All right, these are worldly expectations. And again, I'm going to say this again. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have any type of expectation, but they need to be regulated, and they need to be according to how you're performing in the spirit. If your performance in the spirit, in the church, and the gospel is taking a hit because of your expectations in the world, then you're going off. You're becoming unbalanced. Now, if you handling your business spiritually, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But this is the thing about this gospel. I'm still I still haven't seen a man in this gospel that's handling his spirit at a very, very, who's handling his business spiritually at a very, very high level, and yet also has tremendous high expectation in this world. I still haven't met that brother, because the more wisdom, knowledge, understanding you get, the more grief you get. All right. There's a certain grief that understands when you get that true heaviness, and you see how low, Babylon really is. The things that people look at Babylon as they elevate Babylon. When the more you go through what you go through, you realize how low these things are. Especially compared to what's ahead, what's coming for the elect. It says, "Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of men, put off now the weak nature." All right. So you have burdens of men. You have those expectations that you put upon you. And then you have expectations that others, that for some reason you might still be under the influence of outside forces that expect you to be somebody that really you're not meant to be. Because part of this gospel is finding out, it's finally becoming the men we were supposed to be. And if you're a prophet of the Lord, your lot is supposed to be part of that government body. And if you're a follower of Yahweh Shai and listening to the prophet, if you're part of the elect, your lot is supposed to be part of the 1/3. All right. And anything else outside of that, you have to understand that these are just things that are there, but that's not who you are. That's not who you're supposed to be. All right. So we have to make these decisions, and we coming into these times. All right. But again, like I stated, you can't get to the extreme where you do absolutely nothing. Then you can't go to the other extreme when you do too much. So you have to regulate your expectations when it comes to this world. Are you going to be disappointed? All right. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Right, because we are in a very, very dangerous place right now. I know it's quiet right now. Like I stated, this is the quiet before the storm. It's quiet. Why? Because the elites, the Rothschilds and the Rockefeller, are setting up plans, and they're making sure all the movements are being made. Like I said, I'm hearing sources. Flights are being taken out. Certain people, certain prominent people are making moves behind closed doors as far as like physically leaving the United States, removing their wealth in certain places. So there's a lot of movements that are being made, but you have to be somebody who's constantly in tune with the underground sources, underground information to kind of see things that certain people are not privy to. But there's a reason why these big names right now are making moves in the shadows to remove themselves, right? Because there's something that's getting ready to happen, and they clearly don't want to physically be here or have their wealth attached to this when whatever it is that they got planned going on, hits the fan basically. All right. So it's just a matter of weeks and months, to be honest. So we have to be very aware of the times that we're living in. Now, let's go to, I think it's Proverbs chapter 10. Now, let me get this first. This is Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach chapter 4, verse 3. And it says, "Add not more trouble to an heart that is vexed, and defer not the gift to him that is in need." All right. Now, of course, it's a double meaning to the scripture. If a brother's already vexed, man, you have to be able to read his spirit, and don't add more shit onto him, bro. All right, because you can really crush him. All right, that's one of the things you have to be able to read the spirit. All right, you have to be able to read the spirit, and when sometimes a brother might be not performing to the expectations that you might have, but you have to dig deeper and trying to figure out, that's especially if you want to leaders in the church, just dropping down a hammer all the time. It's a lack of experience and a lack of understanding of leadership. Sometimes you have to be a shepherd. You have to get into the mind and see, okay, man, okay, why? Like, why are you slipping? Why are you falling? Like, what's going on? Talk to me, that type of stuff. And then you would get, you would get to, you would get and understand. You get some answers. All right. Now, if the Joker don't want to talk and he just want to do his own thing, then let him do his own thing. Let him, go out there and start his own camp or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's, we have to understand that now. The meaning that I want to go into with the lesson is even with yourself. You know, I mean, listen. Even the ones of us that really have decided to live a minimalist lifestyle, it still comes with its own burdens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of things that you really sacrifice. It's a lot of things that you want, because you have brothers that don't minimalize as much, and what happens is they end up dealing with even more burdens. You know what I'm saying? And then now they're able to acquire more things. So it's kind of it's a balance, right? You'll have a brother that won't minimalize as much. He's gonna minimalize, right? But then he won't minimalize as much. But then because he's not minimalizing as much, he's dealing with a litany of issues. And then, but he's also able to acquire certain things because he's not minimalizing as much. So that's the balance. And then you have a brother that super minimalizes, right? Now it's a lot of things he won't be dealing with mentally, psychologically, spiritually. He'll be dealing with shit, but like it's certain things he's just like, hey, cool, hey, I won't even. But then he also won't be able to acquire certain things. So it's kind of like a give and take. If you want to acquire more things, it's gonna come with more issues and more trouble and more sleepless nights. But if you don't want to acquire certain things in this world, also understand that that's also going to come with, feeling sad that you just can't have what you want, and you just gotta just deal with that and wait for Yahweh Shai to come back, wait for all hell to break loose. So there's a balance with, minimalizing. All right. So it's a give and take. It's a give and take, man. There's no perfect way. It's just you got to do it the way that works for you. If you want, you'll figure out the way that works for you. All right. This is you'll figure out the issues, the problems that you want, because you're gonna have problems. It just really comes down to you picking the problems. You got to pick your problems, and certain brothers got to make decisions. Proverbs 10:28, the hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. All right. But the 2/3 expectation, as you've seen, a massive amount of our people are fully bought into this voting thing. A lot of them have voted for the blue side, and a lot of them, overwhelming number of them, have voted for the red side. They all have their expectations. One group got their expectations shattered. Another group is walking around happy as hell, but all of them are big time losers because Babylon is going to collapse. All right. Babylon is going to collapse regardless. All right. So let's conclude with this. This is Philippians chapter 1 in the NLT. I'm going to start at verse 19. It says, for I know that as you pray for me and the spirit of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach helps me, this will lead to my deliverance. Paul's life for Yahweh Shai. Now, this is important. Check this out. For I fully expect, dealing with the word expectation. All right, because you got to free yourself, man, from the expectations in this world and be more in tune with the expectations of the world to come. For I fully expect and hope that I will never be ashamed, but that I will continue to be bold for your Hamashiach Yahushua. And that's another thing that comes with minimalizing your lifestyle. Sometimes you will feel like the flesh will make you, and your mind make you feel ashamed, because there's certain things that you just cannot afford. There's certain things you cannot acquire, right? Because you've made the choice to minimalize. It comes with that. So, you might feel ashamed, right? But then on the flip side, a brother that won't minimalize as much will be able to acquire these things. But that lifestyle also comes with a litany of sleepless nights, already added with the fact that he's got demons fucking with him Just like you got demons fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? But now on top of that, he's got more external forces fucking with him. So it's a give and take, but most of us understand, you just rather just minimalize and take an L, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. But that's not a situation where you force every brother to literally live the way you live. That's just not that's just not how it is. For I fully expect and hope that I will never be ashamed, but that I will continue to be bold for Hamashiach as I have been in the past. And I trust that my life will bring honor to Hamashiach, whether I live or die. For to me, living means living for Hamashiach, and dying is even better. But if I live, I can do more fruitful work for Hamashiach, so I really don't know which is better. I am torn between two desires. I long to go and be with Hamashiach, which would be far better for me, right? Meaning is your personal. Paul got to that stage where he was like, well, my selfish nature is to just, die, give up the spirit. Verse 24, but for your sakes, but for the sake of the elect, all right? That's the main thing. Our job is to push this word to the elect. But for your sakes, it is better that I continue to live. Although you live in a miserable lifestyle, it's for a greater purpose. In this life, if you put yourself to the side and realize that this life is really no longer your life. This is not the life where you're supposed to enjoy and you're supposed to glory. This is the life where you're supposed to suffer, because through suffering, the Lord, like the scripture said, wisdom will trust you. The Lord will trust you. The Lord will give you more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. Pain and suffering is what unlocks faith. Pain and suffering is what unlocks the understanding of these scriptures. So if you refuse pain and you refuse suffering, then you're not going to get the understanding. I'm not talking about the knowledge. I'm talking about the understanding of these scriptures. So and the only way to accept pain and suffering, you have to just give up and free yourself from your own personal expectations to so-called be happy right now, and just understand that this is a mission, this is a journey. And once this is over, then we will really get to enjoy ourselves for eternity. All right. So basically, that's what I had for exhortation through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Like I said, free yourself, man. Free yourself. Call Halam La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Chakodash. Giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom and salutation to all you sensei Akim across the four winds, pursuing his truth with sincerity of heart, because I'm God from the DC camp. Shalom.